I am so excited. I have Jen here, and she owns the YouTube channel called Woodcraft Blueprints with Jen. And you have over, at this time of the filming, over 10,000 subscribers.
Yay!
Can we just, I mean, that is exciting. Over 10,000 subscribers. And I wanted to introduce her today because we are going to be sharing a tutorial of what she does. But tell us about your channel. What do you do?
Well, I teach woodworking projects that are fun and easy to people of all skill levels. So you can come in, be a newbie or experienced, whatever, and I'm going to teach you some fun projects that we're going to make together.
Okay, so she's being very shy. She has a badass channel. And this channel teaches people to like literally sell stuff on Etsy and how to sell bigger ticket items. And can you share one of the stories of like, I think you made $30-something thousand from something you sold? Like, tell us a story about that. What happened?
I used to be a six-figure Etsy seller. One of my best-selling products was a simple wood box. So it was made from pine, no complicated joinery, super fast to make. Half the time I made it with scrap wood. People can't believe that I even sold this thing, period, let alone $37,000 worth. But I'm just a rebel like that, and I can show people that you don't have to have fancy tools or big equipment. Use what you have and you can create things and they will sell.
Oh, I love this. So early on in my career was my surfboard days and cutting surfboards with saws. And I used to cut like giant Roxy, you know, the brand Roxy. Mm-hmm. I cut like the whole Roxy heart and put it as a headboard. Like I just love some wood cutting. And so I just love that you can literally watch Jen in her shop showing you how to cut things and make money. And another really cool thing you have is a membership. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so I have a monthly membership. It's a few years old. There's over 1,000 members in it, and I teach monthly blueprints. So projects every month, high quality, step-by-step tutorials, and I help everybody get set up for success from start to finish, and then we help market them if they want to sell their woodworking projects as well.
Very awesome. Okay, so what would be the top 3 reasons why somebody should subscribe, which you should? Subscribe to your channel.
So on my channel, I have new content every week.
Okay.
I also show people how to build a wood project. So most of my stuff is in my membership. I do project builds on my YouTube channel as well. Plus taking my past experience from selling at craft shows, vintage markets, and $15,000 months on Etsy, I give selling advice as well.
That's exciting. Oh my gosh. So if you love cutting projects out of wood, maybe you throw on some overalls and get in the wood shed. Maybe you have a she shed or a he shed. I don't know if that's a thing, but whatever that looks like, I think you should definitely follow her if you're interested in this. There's a lot of money to be made, and not only the money to be made, it's really fun, right?
Oh, for sure. Definitely a lot of fun. One thing too, I think there's a lot of women in my group, although it's open to everyone. Women we are especially gifted at putting like creative twists on ordinary things. So a blank board is like a blank canvas, and we have a lot of members. It's just their therapy. Some don't sell, some we just do it for fun. But we are just have a lot of gifts that we can utilize.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so much fun. For years, and I still try, but I don't have as much time now. But for years, I always made all the gifts. Like everything's like either a drawing or a painting. I used to cut out like little scripture cards, and I would have like, you know, a whole deck of them that I like, you know, Mod Podged and did all this stuff. And so there's something so fun about making things and giving it to people. I don't know if they appreciate it as much as my budget did,
I'm sure.
But it was fun. So tell them where they can go to subscribe.
Go to my channel at Woodcraft Blueprints.
And then there's also a link below. So make sure you go subscribe. And I have something really cool at the end I'm going to tell you about. So make sure you check it out. All right, let's enjoy her tutorial. Thanks for being here.
All right, thank you. Hey, it's Jen again with Woodcraft Blueprints. Since you're watching Heidi's channel, you are likely an artist, a painter, or a crafter, right? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a high quality porch leaner so you don't have to buy blanks anymore, and you can just add another painting surface to your options. After this video, you won't have to buy those expensive porch leaners anymore. You can make your own
for only $10, and I will show you how to make it easily and make it look high quality. The lumber that we're going to use is very common. It's called a 1x4 common board or pine board. It's 3.5 inches wide. It's 3/4 inches thick. It usually comes in 8-foot long boards, and we're going to cut 3 pieces at 47 inches and then 3 pieces at 9 inches, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to use a miter saw. It's easier than what you may think it is. And then we will put it together. The first thing you want to know or remember when you're using the miter saw is that the blade is going this way. So it's pushing the force of everything into this fence. So whatever you're cutting, your piece of wood, it needs to be up against the fence, because if you don't have it up against the fence, the blade will throw it up against the fence for you, and it will not do it in a nice way. So always make sure your wood is on the fence. Now, another tip, anytime before you cut, you want to cut off the end because it is not straight and it's not clean and it has spray paint on it. So we definitely do not want that. So I'm just gonna cut off about 1/2 inch or something. Always wear safety glasses. Always make sure you can see your fingers. If for some reason your arms were crisscrossed, that's a big no. Always need to make sure that we can see all of our fingers while you're cutting. Once we have the first end trimmed off, now we're going to mark and measure at 47 inches. And you may wonder why 47 and not 48. Well, that is so we can get 2 long pieces out of an 8-foot board. If you were to cut them at 48, you would be short. And I want to stay to the right of my pencil mark because this is the keep piece. If I were to cut on the pencil mark, I'd actually be cutting a little bit short. So you want to make sure you don't cut your 47 inches short. See how you can actually barely see that pencil mark there, right here? That is what we want. You don't want to actually cut off from your length. So have that. Now I'm going to repeat that so that I have 3 pieces total. Then with the leftover wood that we have, you're going to cut 3 pieces at 9 inches. And these can vary a little bit. These will actually just be on the back side. Before we put it together, it is recommended to sand these pieces individually because once they're together, you cannot get to those corners and edges. So I like to sand them separately. I'm going to arrange them on their faces because every piece has a face and a back side. The faces usually are a good side. That's what we want to see. The back side is what we would be trying to hide. So this board's a little bit bowed, but no big deal. It'll still work. So these are going to be my faces. The other side, I just won't spend as much time sanding on the other side because time is money. I'm going to use an orbital sander. This is a DeWalt random orbital sander. It's 150 grit sandpaper. And actually I need a new piece because I was distressing something red yesterday. When you're sanding, I'm sanding the faces, and also I'm kind of picking it up and softening those really sharp corners. That actually gives it a much nicer finished look. Not sanding those back pieces because it's going to be hidden. It doesn't really matter. Okay, these pieces are face up. Their nice sides are up. So I need to put them face down for assembly. So I'm just going to flip them over just like that. So now they are face down, and I'll get my 3 connecting pieces. We want to make sure that these boards are even, so you need to get a spare board, a straight edge to put at the ends, and that will just help hold them in place. The back pieces, we're going to have one near the top, near the middle, and near the bottom. You don't have to measure them out. Now for the next ninja hack, I'm going to use a high quality screw. These are called GRK trim head screws, and they are expensive, but they don't split the wood and just look so much nicer. If you're using regular construction screws, you would have to pre-drill all of these holes, and so these save me a lot of time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start in the middle and then just work my way out. You make sure these boards are pressed together. You can clamp them together to help hold if you wanted. And make sure that you stop before and don't sink these too far, because you don't want them coming out the front. The reason that we are assembling from the back is to hide the screws so nobody sees them. So if you countersink them too far, you're gonna poke through the front, and then that defeats the purpose of it. Now we have a planked porch leaner. Now what I like to do is actually just give it a final sanding, just for any sharp corners and the back side. So let me do that real quick, and then we'll call it good. Now you want to take an air compressor and blow off the sawdust, or just take a clean cloth and wipe it off before you stain or paint. And there we go, a really nice high quality porch leaner that you can use for so many things, for so many paint parties and crafts. Be really cute. I like the sunflowers, like a half of a sunflower painted on with welcome on it. So hope you enjoy, and if you want more videos like this, subscribe to my channel.
Hey, welcome to the next presenter. I am so excited to have Tammy Sharp here. Her YouTube channel is called @TammySharp. Make sure you follow. I have something really cool at the end for you that follow for all 5 presenters today. So I'm very excited to share that. So welcome, Tammy. I'm so happy you're here.
Me too.
Thanks for being here. Oh, thanks for being here. Okay, so let's tell everybody if they subscribe to your channel, what are they getting?
Oh, a lot. You're going to see.
What are those focus? What are the two main
let's
things?
I do a lot of painting. I'm a paint party teacher, and that's my main business. But I'm also doing resin, and it's with painting and with resin at the same time.
It's beautiful.
It's painting, and then I resin the painting.
So what are you teaching them how to do this?
I am teaching them how to do resin with glass in classes. But I'm getting into the wood, painting the wood, and then putting the embellishments. I mean, flowers and glass and
Shells,
all kinds of things. And then we resin that too. So it's a wooden piece, like a door hanger, but it has all the glistenings of resin.
It's so fun.
I love it.
It's addicting. Me and Pixie sometimes will do some glass and resin stuff, and we can sit there for hours and hours and just create and make things. And it's so addicting. So if people are coming to your channel, what are kind of, I know you have a personality.
Yes.
So what are kind of the 3 things that people can expect to see from you?
I am fun, for one.
She is.
But lots of energy, but I love to teach, because that's what I've been doing for 14 years, teaching people to paint at paint parties. And now I'm trying to teach them resin. I just started out, and they are loving it.
So fun.
Yeah, they turn out gorgeous. But anyway, I like teaching you something you've never been able to do. And goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, that's some chicken skin.
Goosebumps.
Lots of chicken skin.
That is my main goal, is to make people be able to create stuff and be proud of it, and it warms their hearts and mine. And I'm sorry, I'm a little choked up, but it's my passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she really does love, I mean, I can see in your
goosebumping.
I mean, seriously, I know in your videos how much you love teaching people this, and also when they get it. So it's really cool. And so also what I want you to notice in Tammy's channel as well, all the things that she is teaching you, you can literally buy the kit and she'll ship it to you. So where can they go to buy the kit?
TammySharp.com.
Awesome. She has a website.
I have a website. So it has every kit, every painting on there.
Yeah, so if you want to watch just for like therapy and even some comedic relief, she's pretty funny. Even comedic relief, like just watch her. And then also if you want to create your own, you can order from TammySharp.com and then have that delivered to your house, and then you can create with her. So I'm so excited. We're actually, you're about to show a tutorial for us.
Yes.
And do you know which one it is, or is it a surprise?
It's going to be a surprise.
A surprise. Okay, so you'll have to click more in just a second and you'll see the tutorial. And then remember, at the very end, I'm going to announce a special thing. So make sure you watch all the way to the end because I have something really cool. All right, thanks for being here. And where can they find you?
TammySharp.com.
TammySharp.com. All right, and go ahead and subscribe to her channel. It's right here somewhere and then down below in the description. All right, thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, guys.
Well, hello. Tammy Sharp, Painting Memories. I'm going to show you how to do a very quick rendition of a sunflower. Here's the sunflower, here's the pumpkin. So this is glass. So I'm basically going to, this is contact paper behind it and a frame. Now I put some orange in the spots that I thought, because, oops, I did it wrong. Because the sunflower is there too, and I was thinking if I don't mark those, I'm not going to get them right. So let me get these moved out. Resin is so fun. My YouTube channel is going to be full-time resin. So if you want to learn how to use resin, if you want to learn how to make different kind of stuff, I'm taking the ordinary. I'm going to use my little spoon here so I can hold this shut. I'm taking the ordinary resin. This is faux resin. It's real glass. This is a wooden frame. I painted it black. And I'm going to teach you how you can add embellishments to it. I don't know if I'll have time to do it on this video, but I'm definitely going to be putting a lot of videos out there. So this has a little bit of yellow and orange into it. So I'm going to add, I wanted to get some orange down first. It's not necessary to fill it completely up, but you want to get some in there. If you leave it not full, it's just going to show through like glass. So it'll be really, really pretty. I am going to use my handy dandy tweezers. The ones that are pointed are the best to use. I just love resin. I just got goosebumps. I did a resin class last night and it was phenomenal. I had 3 kids, a teenager, and then the rest adults, and they made this cute little a sea turtle looking out of a porthole. I did a wood piece and then raised it up and made another wood piece, and it looked like this guy was just looking right out of the porthole. It was so cute. If you go on my Painting Memories page, which is down below, you can definitely see the cute things that they did. So I'm going to try to pour this on because I wanted it to be kind of a quick video. We'll see if that goes faster. If it's faster or if it's slower. Oh, I marked this one because that's definitely part of the pumpkin. Now, if you go over, just pick it out. You don't want to loosen it off of your contact paper, though, because when you pour the resin on, speaking of that, I'm going to pour the resin together. It's a 1:1 ratio. on most resins. Some are 2 to 1. So depending on your resin, you mix it up. I've got a cup over here. And mine is, I just buy 1 to 1s because what would happen is I would accidentally grab it, and if I did 2 to 1s and 1 to 1s, I would probably mix it wrong. Resin's really picky. It has to be mixed exactly right. It has to be mixed for at least 4 minutes. 3 minutes? No. It doesn't like 3 minutes. So if you have any spaces left, you can totally fill them in. You want to kind of keep it flush with your piece. And I have over 200 designs of different wooden pieces. And then when this sets up, it takes 24 hours to set up. Let me get this guy. It takes 24 hours to set up. And then you peel the backing off. And when you put it in the window, it glows like glass. It's like, it's a sun catcher. It's a faux sun catcher. So I mixed some yellow in with this because I wanted it to be 2-toned. It's actually 3 tones, Tammy. Now, if you get it too high, what'll happen is, one, you have to drizzle over and get it pretty flush. And when you pour the resin in, I always pour it and cover the black because I like the way it looks. But if you want to keep it separate, you can definitely use one of the little brushes that I have. These are little cheap throwaway brushes, and I use that to keep it inside and move it around just a little bit, just in case I didn't want to make the whole thing shiny. Let's see. I'll put a little more in here. Then I'm going to switch colors. You can make these blue, you can make them purple, you can make them pink. I thought I would just go with the one that I'm going to do in class so I can take it down to the venue and put it in there. So this one, I had to mark myself because I was afraid I would miss some of the pumpkin. Okay, I just had a little left. I have a lot left, but I have a little left here. So I'm going to kind of just mix this around. Sometimes I like to fill it up completely. Sometimes I like to leave it where the glass will shine through with the sun, but sometimes I like to leave the glass. Let me grab this guy. Oh, my fingers got stuck, sorry. So the glass shines through clear, and then it really looks like a sun catcher. So it's definitely your preference. Okay, like I have way too much over here, so I'm just going to grab these and fill them in. If you try to do it all by using a tweezer, you're going to take a long time to do it, which is totally fine. It's very relaxing. I'll put this guy over here. I just have a lot more over in this one than I do over here. So I'm just moving some over. There we go. If it is too high, you're totally fine. It's not going to go anywhere. It might go over the edge. Okay, so before I go to the next color, I always make sure I've got all the colors. This one I definitely overfilled. And I'm going to add just a tad of green to this too, because I always, when I paint a pumpkin, I tend to do that. I tend to paint a little green on it, so it's like not all the way ripe, just because it makes it a prettier picture, I think. Oh, okay, guy, you want to go over there? No problem. I am a little hoarse sounding. I definitely caught something off of my friend, and it lasted like 10 days. Crazy amount of time. I lost my voice. Okay, so that's that. Now, with the sunflower, I thought it'd be really cool. These are plastic. You can use anything in resin, but I thought it'd be cool to give the little accent of orange with these little plastic beads. These are actually beads that kids string together. I didn't want to use the same color of orange, but this is where the orange just starts, And then I'm going to fill it in with yellow. Like that. Oops. Started to go for the yellow. Really wanted to get that yellow going. If it pops over the edge just a little bit, like this one doesn't, oh, there it went. Didn't really want to seat completely. Okay, I think that's a little bit, oh, no, I think that'll work. So hopefully you'll watch my channel, because I'm going to start doing a lot of resin on my channel. I'm a paint party person, so I teach paint parties. So you're going to see a ton of painting. So if you're into painting, they're going to be uploaded for sure. I have probably 300 of them. And then I started doing resin. So my painting memories page, which again is down below, is going to be strictly for painting and painting parties. My YouTube, if you want to watch me do resin, this is the page to watch me on. Okay, so let me make sure I've got it all off. Okay, so this is the yellow I'm going to use. These are a little bit bigger, but I like them because they're polished, I think is what they're called. But I mean, if you really want to watch some stuff, watch my watch the one that I did with Lighthouse. I added some flowers. I added all kinds of embellishments, rocks, and it was so cool. It was just so cool. And then I have a Luna moth. If you flip through there, there's a Luna moth in there. But what I did was I did all the painting first, and then I put resin, glass and resin over it to build it up, to make it a 3D piece. And it turned out so cool. I'm hoping I don't have to grab the rest of my yellow here. I might just fill it in with some of the orange, which I probably will do that. You can get glass off of anywhere. You can get it off of Amazon. You can get it online. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. You can get it at Michael's. Not Joann's anymore, sad to say. Poor Joann's. I was a Joann fanatic. I liked Joann's. But she just couldn't stay. Okay, so I am going to add a little orange. Hold on one second. I've got this orange sitting here. Just to give it a little more fullness. Don't really want to take the yellow out there because it's really bright and I love it. I'm just sprinkling it in there just to give it something. It's real pretty out with that. See, and that's another thing. When you're working with art, your art brain gets going. Well, mine does anyway. My art brain gets going. I'm going to say, oh, that was an accident, but it's kind of like a Bob Ross thing. Man, that looks pretty. So I leave it. See, I am leaving a few more here, less out here. But I do like that orange and that yellow mixed together. That's beautiful. And at the end of this, I will show you the reveal. It's going to set up, and then I will show you what it looks like at the very end. Resin is not hard. It just has its way of doing things. You have to do it like it wants you to do it. You have to mix it for 4 minutes. You have to do all the things. So I have this brown. It's called bronze. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, it's a little thicker, so it's a little higher. I'm going to put it in both here. Now, this could have definitely been an abstract swirl, but I'm trying to kind of not confuse the sorry about that, confuse people on what they're doing. So I'm going to add some brown. Oh, see, I missed that piece of pumpkin up there. I knew I would miss something. I would have figured it out, but okay. Give us a little bit more. See, this is where your art brain starts to go, oh, well, you could put some more here. You could put more here. The fun part of doing resin is figuring out what you want to do. And then after you figure out what you want to do, then you're like, oh, but this would have been cool is blue. So I get another piece and I do it blue. So I'm going to put some smallers in there. This is actual fire glass. You know, the glass that you put in your, what are those things called? When you're sitting outside, your fire pit. And it's glass, and it definitely works. Well, everything works with it. You can put anything in this. The only thing that you can't put in resin is something that's alive. Gosh, I hope you don't do that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of orange through here. Brought some black out. I'm going to put that just a little bit around the edge. Yeah, you can't put anything alive. Even if it's like, I was seeing somebody was doing a tarantula, I guess tarantulas molt. I didn't know tarantulas molt. I hate spiders, so therefore I would not be doing one of those. Oh my gosh, creeps me out just thinking about it. Ugh, sorry. It just creeps me out. So I'm just doing a little low light here. Now I'm thinking of tarantulas. And like live flowers, they have to be dried out. If you put them in there and they're wet, I'm going to add just a little green here. Probably doesn't have green in it, but I'm giving a little extra something here. And I have some white, and I have some clear. I might just do the clear. I want to get a piece of green down in here. I might just do the clear. But yeah, if you put anything in there that's, you know, like wet, like a flower, it'll just turn brown. Like people do stuff with fruit. You can do anything with resin. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of white just to say it's like those little stamens. Not really. Are these stamens? Yeah, I think they're stamens. And down here, I don't care that they're going on the black. If you want to just push them off, you can just go like this. Just push them off. But I'm not going to because I think that looks pretty cool. I'm going to take them off the bottom though. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit more orange in it. And then I'm going to do the stem and mix the resin. These holes right here are to hang it. Hang it with twine, wire. I am going to put, some of these are quite large. Like this is a 12-inch pumpkin. So sometimes you have to finagle around getting the pieces in there. I'm going to put some big pieces of brown, and then I'm going to put some black and brown up in here. Just so it looks deep. Too much black. Just give it a little shadow. And then I'm going to put some green in here too. Again, I think it looks cool when stuff is just not ripe. I know that sounds really weird. But I'm an artist, so definitely have the brain of an artist. Sometimes we're a little wacky. But the thoughts always come together, and it always looks awesome. Okay, and then the last thing that I'm going to do is, oops, I keep moving this, is I'm going to set this aside, but this is the glitter. Don't put your glitter on until you get the resin on. The reason being is, oh, I was going to put some of these clear guys in here just as highlight. Oh, not that one. Sorry. Not that one, not that one. I grabbed the wrong one, so I'm not doing it. Okay, so the mixture of the resin, it's right here. Use popsicle stick. I have measurements on the outside, so it's even. Stirring it really fast. If you stir it super, super fast, you're going to get a lot of bubbles. If you stir it at a consistency of pretty much what I'm doing right here, it will limit the bubbles, and it mixes it very well. Make sure that you're scraping. It's still going to have bubbles in it, but if you drizzle it like I drizzle it, I do not pour it. The reason I do not pour it is because if you didn't get the, oops, let's get it out. If you didn't get this completely stuck to this contact paper, you will have some resin leaking out. This is a resin mat, so this is a silicone mat. So since I'm doing it really close to the edge, I put my silicone mat underneath of it. But if you pour it from the center, one, it moves things. Resin is heavy and it spreads. It's self-leveling. So what that means is if you pour it in the center, it's going to level wherever it can find a hole. If it finds a hole here, it's going to go into this one. Then it'll go into that one. Then it'll go into that one. And by that time, this goes down. And if you have it, it'll go out. Now, don't panic if it goes out. If it goes out, let it set up just a little bit more. Keep working on your area, you know, like your other areas. And this is too dark for me. Sorry. There's my art brain going. That's better. Sorry. I was like mixing. I'm like, oh, there's something. There's something that needs. Actually, it'd be pretty with some of these too. Okay, stop, Tammy. Just stop. I'm pretty full, but since I went over it, it'll be okay. I might have a little leakage out over here, but that's only because I'm drizzling it over the top of it. But anyway, so if you have it completely down, it's not going to matter if you pour it and it just can't go anywhere. But if it does leak out, let it set up some. Just keep working on your rest of your areas. After your areas are complete, you can go over here with your finger, which is going to have a glove on. You have to have gloves. Resin is super, super sticky. It says it's non-toxic, but it's kind of toxic. Some people do have a rash that they break out in, so always wear the gloves, not hair gloves. Those are nitrile gloves, which are chemical gloves. But getting back to the spill out, if it doesn't stop, just let it set up. And then tomorrow, it has to set up for 24 hours, but tomorrow you can mix up some more resin. This won't leak anymore. And you can just snip it off with either snippers. You can use a razor knife. You can use fingernail clippers, hangnail clippers, anything that you can get close. And it dries hard, so but not too hard that you can't snip it. Let me check my time. One more minute. Now again, I will not pour it in, but I drizzle it in, and that pops the bubbles, and it also doesn't move everything. I still don't like the center of that. I don't know what I can do with it. I mean, it's still pretty. Maybe I'll throw a couple more blacks in it. Quit playing, Tammy. Yeah, I'll just put some more blacks in it. That works. I think what it was, I didn't like the white in there. So now I'm okay. It's built up a little bit, but I'm not going to tear it down. Not tearing it down. Okay, I don't know if you can see the bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? There are some bubbles, but 99% of them will pop. 91% or 99% alcohol in a spray bottle makes everything pop. It doesn't like it. So I drizzle, like I said, I'm going to get this a little clean. I drizzle, and there's 2 reasons I told you about. This will dry a high gloss. Now, when I'm doing this, if I feel that I got it down pretty good, and I don't see any movement of anything, that means I'm probably okay to put it on pretty thick like this. This is a 12-inch piece. I mixed up 6 ounces total of resin, 3 of each. Might be too much. I'll just pour it in a mold. It might not be enough, and I'll just make some more. But hopefully you can see how beautiful this is. I mean, it's just beautiful. It turns anything that's frosted into high gloss, like my yellow stones. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can. And this is my favorite part. I could sit and drizzle for hours. Just hours. I could do it. So I'm going to be a little careful over here because I really pushed it on level. As long as you have resin grabbing it, it will stay. But I try to cover everything so it has that high gloss everywhere. And then I'll show you how to do the black around the edges. Yay, so far so good. I've had some leak before. Keep your cup over the resin also, or the piece. These were out a little bit, so you can scoot them back in. I'll go ahead and see if I can, this is the first time I ever poured, but I don't want to keep you on here forever. Let me just see how it goes. If I have a leak. Yeah. I will not let my students do this, though. Yeah, I made enough resin, that's for sure. The hardest thing with my students is they can't see where they've missed. So you have to have them, like, look at different angles, like from this angle, this angle, this angle, stand up. The lighting might not be so great in restaurants. This is going to go over a little bit, but maybe not. Might have to snip that off. Oh, I think I saved it. Good deal. But you can see how shiny this is. Good deal, Tammy. It looks like you didn't have any. I don't have too many pour outs, but I have had some. Okay, so see right here, this is not enough for me. So I'm just going to take my little guy and fill that in. You have about 35-40 minutes work time. If it like moves and you see something you missed, it's not full enough. If you're good on your pour out and you didn't pour anything out, which means it came out the edge anywhere, you can fill it as high as you want. But don't go past your piece, because I'm going to show you how to do that the easy way to where you don't have, and just grabbing the edges. A lot of people will forget the corners and they'll forget the edges. And that's where it all locks in. Almost ready. That's about 6 ounces. It probably would have been okay with 4, but this one's 1/8 of an inch thick, the piece, the wooden piece, and I'm used to doing 1/4 of an inch thick. See, I totally forgot all this down here. So I might be good with 6. Tell you the truth, I've never poured a mold. I have about 40 of them because that's what I do. I have about 40 of them, but I've never poured one. I got too into these sun catchers, just too into them, and then doing paintings and so you'll learn too that you'll learn to see where you've missed. Your eye will get trained. I also have a link down below for this particular kit, and you get everything. You get every single thing that you need to make this piece. Resin, gloves, stir stick. I sell all these in kits. And my website is tammysharp.com, and that has paintings and resin kits, resin one-of-a-kinds. And this might run over just a little bit. Nope, caught it. Good job, Tammy. It has a video tutorial on how to do the particular piece, like this one. If you could just watch this video and learn how to do it. So I do have a little bit extra. I'm going to, oops. See, I totally forgot this guy again. Okay, Nat, if you land on that, I'm not saving you. Come on, dude. You're going to die. Okay, so I think I got everybody. I'll go over these these few pieces of black, because again, I like the high gloss. And I would like everything to be uniform. Good deal. Okay, so here's a little pour over. This is not pour out. That's because I went up here and it went. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to just tap around the edge just to get it covered. Now, if you want to do the sides, you can too. The resin will not stick to the outside, to the contact paper, but if you let it run too much over the sides, you will definitely be snipping or sanding because you laid too much on the piece itself. Oh, see, I missed this whole section. That's another reason I like these brushes, is because when I'm doing this and making sure I hit all the spots, I missed these 2 pieces of yellow. It lets me see things, lets me see what I've missed. Now, I'm going to keep doing this just until I can get the outside. And then it's going to be ready for glitter, and that's it. You just let it set up and beautify overnight. I'm surprised I did. I have a little pour out over here. I'm really surprised because I have a bump on my table that make sure that whatever you're using is flat, because right here I did have a little pour out. So I'm glad I have a little extra. So if it does decide it's going to go, remember, leave it set. Because if you pour it in, it'll just keep pouring and pouring and pouring out. It finds the holes. Regardless if it's a pinhole, it will find the holes. Again, because it's self-leveling. Oh my God, I love this. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, these kind of scooted over, so I'm going to scoot them off the black. You have time. You have time to just make sure that you didn't miss anything. And if you did miss something tomorrow, you can definitely go and mix a little bit more resin and pour it right on top of that resin, even if it's a different resin. A lot of people think you have to have the same. Well, if you ran out, you might not have the same. So you can use any kind of resin. And like I said, you can get it at Walmart. Has, when I was doing these down in Florida, Walmart has a $20 set. And it did probably, I don't know, I would say 7 of these, 6, maybe 6. But I did some smaller pieces with it too. So 5 to 6 pieces. So for $20, I mean, resin is expensive. Like if you buy a gallon of each to give you 2 gallons of resin, I think it's about 110. So, but it's just such a beautiful project. Okay, so let me make sure I got everywhere. Sometimes it'll separate on the edge, and it does that. In my opinion, it does that because it is trying to find its, it sounds really weird, it's trying to find its own people. And if it happens to find its own section right here that it wants to adhere to, it'll pull from another section. So it could do that. So I think I got everything. I'm just going to set this aside. So this is where you add glitter. Don't add too much. This is face glitter. It's very, very shimmery, and it turns any color that you are doing. So I'm just going to add, I'm going to put it on here. You can over glitter it. I have done it. So I'm only putting it in spots. I'm not doing the whole entire piece. I did the whole entire piece, and it was like so glittery that it actually didn't look as good as it could. I know I'm a glitter person, but I'll tell you what, it was a Santa face, and he had so much glitter on him. It took away from the actual piece. I was like, oh my gosh, Tammy. So I'm just hitting it with glitter. Now, if you don't want to get it over the black, it's really, really hard not to. So it'll look like you messed up if you did it over the black and then went and tried to clean it up. So I usually do the whole piece, but I do like, if you can see, I'm tapping this and it drops chunks, but I'm not covering the whole piece. I want it to have exclusions. Okay, so this, I had a little pour out here, little pour out here. It's okay to have that because of the fact that I can sand that off. And sometimes you can pick it up, you know, pretty much like, I don't know. It says you can demold it in 4 hours. I don't think so. So check this out. I'll let it dry. I'll come back and I'll show you the final product.
I am so excited. We have Christine here, and she owns the YouTube channel called Be Your Own Artist. So I'm excited to welcome you and highlight you on my YouTube channel because you're doing really cool things. And tell us what your channel is about.
Well, first of all, I love to draw and paint, and I love to share that.
Yeah.
And because I love that and I have a passion for that, when people come up to me and they say, oh, I wish I could draw and paint like you do, but I can't even draw a stick figure. But that's a challenge to me right there, because they've said they wish they could do it, and I can teach them how to do it.
So does it
And
light
make it
you
fun
up?
and easy. Yes.
Does it light you up like,
Yes.
oh, challenge accepted? You
Yeah.
just said this.
Because they told me they wish they could. And if they didn't really want to, they shouldn't have told me they wish they could.
That's on them.
Yeah, I guess so. But I know I can make it fun and easy, and I have this slogan, easy peasy. And I'm telling them all the time, I show them a picture and they go, oh, that's too hard, I can't do that. And I say, it's easy peasy, let's go. And
Good.
And that's what my channel is about, is teaching people the techniques that you need to know. If someone would have just clued you in about these techniques early on, you would be flying with your painting, because that's all it is. We don't know the behind the scenes tricks. And once we learn that, then we can draw and paint anything we want to. And I love seeing people paint something that they can be proud of and show it to their family, and their family's like, oh, that's beautiful, you painted that? And then they can hang it on the wall, they can give it to friends and family, and it's your own unique artwork that you created yourself that makes it more special.
I love
so
that.
That's what my channel is trying to do.
And I know we've talked before this video, you talked about like somebody can say one thing that makes you feel like you're not good enough, and then it like shuts you down. So what I love so much about Christine's channel is that it feels like this safe place where she's welcoming me into her home, and we're going to paint together, create together. And it's this safe place where you're not going to feel judged. You're not going to feel like you're not good enough. And so I love that you bring that energy to it. So did you have, and you don't have to share, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but did you have a moment like when somebody said something mean to you that kind of like makes you want it? Because I had a moment like that too, that kind of forces me to teach a different way.
I'll tell you what, it was a lot of moments.
Oh, a lot.
A lot of moments.
Okay.
And mostly it's the people close to us. It's people close to me said stuff like, I painted a painting one time and I had the paper turned up in, portrait style, but it was a sailboat on a lake and really stormy clouds. And they said, you did that wrong. It's a landscape. It's supposed to be turned horizontal. Well, there's no rule that says that. And I've had people looking over my shoulder saying, I don't think you're doing that right. I've never seen this one. I hate. I've never seen anybody else do it like that. You must be doing it wrong. I'm doing it different.
Who are these people?
I'm doing it different because I've never seen it done like this. And most of my art comes out, I call it create as you go. I just make stuff up as I'm painting. And, I try to have a plan, but
it's like chaos gardening,
yes.
but paint as you go.
But
chaos painting.
Shoot, I lost my train.
I'm sorry. I get excited. So sorry. I get excited. Squirrel.
Paint as you go. Before that,
you like to make stuff up.
yes.
Paint as you go.
Darn. And it was important.
I know it was.
I'll think of it again in a second.
When it comes up, we'll bring it
It
back.
does, yeah. But
So people have said stuff to you in the
they
past.
say things, and really, this is what it was.
Yeah.
A lot of my art comes from the question of, I wonder what happens if I mix these two colors, if I paint the background this, if I do that, if I draw a frog over here in the middle of a birthday cake painting. I don't know what's going to happen until I try it and see what happens. And sometimes it is really cool.
Yeah.
Occasionally, not so much. But we just put those. You can paint over the top of stuff. You can fix everything. You can make beautiful art. And I like to teach people, use your imagination. This is important. We need creative people in our world.
Amen.
If we didn't have creative people creating art, we wouldn't have bridges. We wouldn't have indoor plumbing.
We wouldn't have anything. It's all
think
creative.
what we'd be living like if we didn't. Excuse me. If we didn't have creative people asking themselves, "I wonder what would happen if." And to me, that's what creative people answer that question all the time. And I love to teach people to ask themselves that question and then answer it.
Oh, I love that. It's just so cool to like ask yourself the question, think about it, and then not be scared. So if you're brand new to this and you're trying to be an artist and you thought, I really want to do this, but I can't even draw a stick figure, Christine is your girl. And so we're going to have a tutorial for you from Christine right now. So get some pencil, paper out, or just listen and enjoy. But I do want to ask you to go subscribe to her channel. She has a lot of really, really cool videos, and I think you'll love it. It's totally free to subscribe to people's channels. So go support her. And any final thoughts before we go? Before they watch your video.
And this is so fun being here with you.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
I
And
love
thank
it.
you to all of you for watching.
Aw, please go subscribe. We have her channel in the notes below and see what you think of her video. All right, enjoy.
Hey there, practice makes perfect, right? But guess what? So does playing with your paint. You may sometimes think that you need to practice your watercolor washes so that you can get them to come out perfect every time with just smooth flowing transitions and smooth, flat, beautiful, no cauliflowers, no back runs, no streaky parts and no splotchy parts. But that does not mean you have to paint lots and lots of boring exercises and lots of boring color swatches and whole pages worth of expensive watercolor paper filled with one big solid color just so you can practice this and I'm gonna get this right. But no, you don't have to be boring like that, just to practice your flat and your graded and your variegated washes in watercolor. Variegated, by the way, that's where it transitions from one color into another color, and it's smooth and beautiful, and you get a lot of other colors changes going along the way. It's just beautiful, and it's a skill that we all want to have in our watercolor repertoire. I have a super fun project that lets you, it's perfect for practicing those washes while still having some creative fun and making beautiful artwork. You won't be bored and you won't be wasting paper. Let me show you. You can see right here on my table, I have got some pictures that I created. This one, I'm calling this one Kinda Froggy, because he sort of looks like a frog to me. And this one is a jaunty jalopy, because it sort of looks like that to me. I've actually drawn lots of these, and you can see from these samples that you can take them in many different directions. This is actually called Zen Doodling, which is a less formal version of something called Zentangle, which is a structured drawing of patterns to fill in different areas on your artwork. These last two pictures are of the actual project we're working on today, and I've added them in here after the fact through the miracle of technology. What you're going to need to do first is you're going to want to draw some random lines on here. I just have a regular mechanical pencil. You can use whatever pencil you want to use. Excuse me. All right, and one key thing you want to keep in mind is don't draw, let me get a little scratch piece of paper here. Don't go crazy drawing a whole bunch of that's not going to work. That's no good. Don't do that. What you want to do is make big swooping lines, and they need to cross over each other a lot of times. The more times they cross, the more interest you're going to have, and then you're going to bring it back to the beginning and connect up your line. So now I've got this thing going on here, and I did not attempt to make it look like anything. I didn't carry an idea in my head. I think I want this to look like a bird, or I want this to look like a baseball player, or a birthday cake. I did not do that. Once you've done a lot of these, you can get where you can kind of do that a little bit. You can just have a general idea in your mind. Just for an example though, I did not do that on either one of these. No idea in mind of what I wanted the end result to be. I just made a big thing like that. Same with this one. Just made a crazy little drawing. Let's paint both of these. The cover is coming off. This New York Central watercolor paper is really good stuff. I like it. It's not quite as expensive as your Arches or your Saunders Waterford, whatever I can't remember. I might have those backwards. And several of the other really high quality, expensive watercolor papers. This is really pretty good. It's comparable, in my opinion, and it's not quite as expensive. So if you want to use slightly less expensive paper, this is a good option for you. And I will, I'll try to put a link down in the description if you want to go find it on Amazon. I'm new to affiliate links, so if it's not there, excuse me, pardon me for a little bit till I figure out those affiliate links, and then I'll get links in there for the stuff I'm using. What I want to show you here is you're going to just pick colors. Now you can approach this any number of ways. You can pick one color and practice your values. That would be where, say I'm going to use, let's start with some burnt umber. And I'm just going to get a lot of good paint here on my brush. And I'm not going to make a puddle to start off with. Well, yeah, I guess I will. So I'm going to make a little puddle here, but my first color is going to be really, really a strong dark value. Let's see, let's put that color right in here. I'm going to just paint in this whole shape with this paint. Now this is why I said you can practice, because you can get your practice in making this a nice flat wash or flat coverage over this whole little shape here. And one of the keys to doing that is to keep loading your brush again. And don't try to paint the whole thing with your brush loaded just once. It's also best not to go back over anything like I'm doing right now. And I can see a little bit of a line there. If I had time, I would stand this up like this and let it dry like this, and that will run down there, or sometimes it's better to put it like this so it could run the other direction, but you can experiment with that too and get where you're able to make that dry nice and flat. Okay, now I'm going to just dip my brush in my water and add a little water to that puddle, and I'm going to use exactly the same color, and I think I will paint this section right here. And I'm going to start out with where this tiny part is, because I can work out from there, and I can work constantly moving in one direction, no back and forth, and work out toward the other end of that shape. And you see I've got kind of a wet leading edge there, and when you get over to the end, you don't need as much in your brush, because you're going to end up with a little puddle at the end here, and you don't want a very big puddle there, because then you'll get a back run. So now I've got a nice smooth wash there, and I'm going to take my brush and dip it in the water again and add more water to that same puddle. So it's the same color, I've just added more water. So I'm practicing values. I've got a dark value, a mid value, and I'm going to see if I can put a light value, and I'm going to go for this section right here. Another trick when you're working on these, in addition to starting at one end and working all the way to the other, is don't paint right, like I wouldn't paint this one right here, right side by side with that, because if that's still wet and I paint here, those two are going to run together. But that's another thing you'll learn as you practice. I also like to paint with a flat, angled shader brush. I never did get where I really like to paint with a round brush. That's my personal preference, but I like it because I can easily get really good coverage on here without having to go back and paint over sections. Get one stroke and it's covered, which is really good when you're painting in watercolor. And because the brush has a pointy end, I can get into tiny little spots. It gives me a lot of control, and that's what I like when I'm painting. This brush is a Princeton Velvet Touch 3/8 inch angled shader. I will also try to put a link for that down in the description, so you can go on Amazon and purchase these brushes if you want to. Okay, so you see how I've got one color but different values of it. Now I'm going to add some quinacridone gold to that puddle and just change up the color a little bit, and I'm going to leave that nice and strong like that, and I'm going to paint this shape right here, and I'm going to start right up in this little tip, get that on there, and I'm moving that wet leading edge right around and around, and I'm keeping it, you know, this is my leading edge. That will allow me to keep painting and not have any smudgy marks. It'll stay nice and smooth and pretty, my flat wash will. This is what they had me practicing when I first started painting watercolor. Give me these sheets of paper and tell me to paint a line across the top, and then you know, load my brush and catch that bubble of paint and paint it back to the other side, and just do pages and pages of that. And when you're done, all you've got is a bunch of practice sheets. I really like this project because when I am finished with practicing painting, then I can do some stuff to it and turn it into a beautiful piece of artwork. This paper, this size, could be a postcard. My other size could fold it in half and turn it into a greeting card. Send that to your friends, and they'll never even know you were just practicing. All right, what else color do I want to have on here? I'm going to add, I'm going to just put some of this straight out of here. I'm going to put it right up here in the top of this. So this is the same color as that one, but just with less water, and there's no, you know, I did mix it with the burnt sienna puddle, but it was so watery, it really, it's still got really light value. And this color, just straight quinacridone gold, it looks darker than this because of how much water I added to this one, and I didn't add as much to this one. So anyway, this is a great way to practice, and you learn all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna pick up some of this orange I've got right here, and I'm gonna put it right in here. Oh, that's a pretty color. You're also able to learn, practice,
you know, do sort of research here. What colors mix together to make really pretty colors that I like? And you make a note of those combinations. You can note it right on the back of your paper that you painted, or you can make a notebook that you keep all this stuff written down in. And then you've done a lot of research and you've learned a lot of stuff, and your practice ends up creating a piece of artwork that you can use for something.
All right, I'm gonna put this in time lapse and speed it up so we can finish the painting and get to the other part of the project.
Put the brushes away. I probably won't be able to paint anymore, but I'll leave it out just in case. And I'll switch gears and get all my pens and markers. Now you can use any kind of markers or pens that you want. This is just a regular, what is this? Pilot G2. Just a regular pen like that, and it works just fine. I like to use these micron pens because they come in all these different sizes. This is a 1. Well, it's a 0.01, I think. Look at that. There's a 1, a 2, a 3. I've got an 8. Somewhere I have a 5. I don't know where it is. And then this one is a bigger one. It is a 1, whereas this is an 08. So, and that has to do with the weight of the line. That's where we get into this stuff where we're putting all these lines on here. And some of my lines are thicker, and some of them are very thin and fine lines. And that's where the fine lines would be the 01. And the thicker ones are my 08 and this 1. And I'm going to show you what I do is I just look at it and I get an idea. Either I'm going to get an idea of what it's going to be, or if I don't get an idea of what I want it to be, then I just find one place, one starting place. That is exactly what I did on this one. I just picked, what did I pick? I think I picked this one right here, and I just started putting marks on it. And as I did that, I think I went from here to this, and as I did that, I started to get an idea. And then I would do the next idea that I had in the next until it ended up I created this. And I had no idea it was going to turn out to be this. I didn't plan to paint this. I just planned to practice painting my washes and stuff. And I created a pretty fun piece of art there. Same thing for this little froggy guy. I actually, on the frog, let me put this down here on the table and show you. These white areas, I used a wax resist. And I didn't have a wax pen, but I had some birthday candles, and they're white wax, and I just took one of these birthday candles out of here, and I used the end that does not have the wick sticking out, and I just colored some circles in this section. There was no paint on it at all. It was plain white piece of paper, just with the drawing on it, like we started out with the drawing on these. At that point, before you put any paint on, you can put a little wax resist on a few places, and I started getting an idea as I was putting it together, and so I just put some. This is the wax resist right here, and this is, I colored it. Now you can't see it when you're coloring on your paper with either a wax pen that's made specifically for this and might cost you $8 or so, or if you're coloring with a birthday candle that you can get a set of 24 from the Walmart for $1, and they work just as good. You can't see it on the paper, but then when you paint on it, the paint does not stick. So that's why it's a wax resist. The paint doesn't stick there very good. It makes this nice textured look. And I think you can probably spend the money and get that fancy pen, and it might not stick at all. But you get the same general idea. So I just played with it and started drawing, and then an idea kind of came to me, and I figured out what I wanted it to be. This one, I'm going to draw one thing, and then I think you're going to have an idea of what I see in this thing. Let's see, right here, I'm going to put this. And then here, I'm going to put, let's see. Okay, are you starting to see a face? I can't help it, I see a face there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to time lapse so we can wrap this up pretty quickly here. But I just want to show you what I do is I just sit and draw, and I take my time and I fill up as many of the areas as I want to, or as few as I want to, with whatever pattern seems to fit or come to my mind at the moment when I'm drawing. Okay, well, I hope you had a super amount of fun with that, and the next time you want to be a little creative and just play with your paint a little bit, but you don't really have a goal in mind or a project to paint, you'll think of this project, and you'll have fun with a little watercolor practice combined with a little Zen doodling, and you'll amaze yourself and your family and friends with the beautiful artwork that you create. Don't forget to look in the description for links. There's just a couple of links in there. I didn't put one for everything, but I put them for some of the tools and supplies that we used in this video. The paintbrush, the erasers, the paper, I forget what all. But anyways, I did put a couple of links in there. They will take you to Amazon, and I am an affiliate with them, and I will get a little bit of a commission, but you will not pay any extra if you use my links to purchase the items I have in there. So thanks for watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe for me and like my video, and I'll see you next time.
All right, I am so excited today. I have Madeline here, who is a part of, she owns a YouTube channel called The Party Theme Angel. So welcome, Madeline.
Thank you so much for having me, Heidi. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I love your wings. Did you notice her wings? So what is this representing right now?
So this is representing who I am. I'm the guide to the party angels. So I'm the bestie that always has a party closet. And my favorite thing is sharing all of that with friends. I have people come to me all the time and say, I need help. I just got invited to a party. Can you help me? Oh, you're such an angel. And so that's really been an inspiration to me, that I can not only help those of my friends that are local, but now to be able to help them throughout the world.
Okay, so I wanted Madeline on here because I wanted to showcase her channel to you. If you know me at all, my closet really looks like a party costume. It looks like a spirit Halloween almost. We have so many outfits and costumes. So I feel like we're kind of, connected that way. And I love that you brought so many outfits today. It all makes me so happy. So I really wanted to just show you her YouTube channel, and you're going to show us something today with what you do. So can you tell, I know you said it's kind of like you're the BFF for the person in the party, but like, what have you noticed that's helped maybe women in their confidence, or like going to even just a barbecue? I noticed some really cool stuff on how to look so much cooler than I look when I go to a barbecue. Sometimes I'll look like I'm headed to a garage sale when I go to a barbecue. So like, tell us like maybe one of the things you've noticed with people you've helped.
Well, my goal is to inspire joy through celebration. And I found that sometimes there's like a party panic that can set in.
Oh, party panic.
You might be short on funds, you might be short on time, or you might be short on creativity. So those are the main things I love to bring: simplicity, and to help my friends find the joy in celebrating life. Joy through celebration. So that's what I bring. And if I can give just one small tip that will help you enjoy life better and enjoy your celebrations better, that's what I'm put on this earth for. And I'm so grateful to be the guide. And then, if I can just maybe spark some creativity too, I just love that.
That's
what
so
I'm here
fun.
for.
I think one of the things in my family is like I've tried to really, with Pixie, my daughter, she's 19 now, but I've always tried to like go, okay, how can we do something that's like a normal tradition, but then spice it up a little bit? And so when I see your channel, I really feel like you bring that out. Like it might be, you know, something for Christmas or something for, but you bring out this fun energy that when you show up to the party, people know you're there to have fun. And I think that's really cool because it does bring joy. It brings another element. So can you tell why people should subscribe to your channel? What are they going to get?
They should subscribe to my channel because every week I'm going to be bringing some new creativity, some new ideas to help with if you're short on time or short on budget, that type of thing. And I'm also building a community of other party angels, of people that are looking for the same creative ideas. And also we're looking to build each other up and inspire each other. Have you ever been to a party where maybe people were judging or judgy, or maybe you never felt like you were like up to par? So I want to bring that creativity just to give you kind of a new view on going to a party and being confident and being full of joy and being yourself. So that's really what I want to inspire.
Oh, I love that. And last year, me and Bobby got matching Meowica tank tops with cats wearing patriotic glasses. And I just thought it was so funny because immediately people laughed. You know, it's like you come in and they're immediately laughing or having fun. And it's just showing you're not taking yourself too seriously. And I feel like you bring the glamour to it as well, which is really cool. So
thank you.
All right. And do you have any final thoughts before we show you one of her videos?
Well, I just want to thank you all for being part of this. Thank you for considering my channel. Thank you for talking with me.
Yes.
I'm just so grateful. And I just feel like there's so much more to celebrate in life, you know? And so I'm really looking forward to celebrating life with you, to celebrating life's celebrations.
Love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Make sure you go follow her, and we will have her channel listed here and below so that you can go subscribe. You subscribe for free and watch what she's doing. It's so much fun. I've already learned some new hairstyles that I'm going to try out, and I found some glasses I want to buy off of your channel. So make sure you go check it out. And Madeline, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yay!
Hey party angel, are you ready to light up the night like Lady Liberty herself? Today we're showcasing a tutorial for not one but 3 unique looks for Lady Liberty, from an easy level all the way to extra. I'm Madeline, your party loving bestie with decades of experience putting together show-stopping looks and simple party theme looks. And so if you're maybe on a tight budget or short on time or looking for a creative spark for something different to wear for your patriotic event this year, you're in the right place. And make sure you stick around to the end for the angel secret of the day. Let's get started. Okay, first level 1 for Lady Liberty is one item from Amazon that you can get. This is a Dream Girl Miss Liberty, and I'll include the link below, and it comes with a dress and a lovely torch. And let's not forget the ta-da! So I'm gonna go over here and put on my headband. I'm gonna pull a little bit outside of the sides just to make it pretty. So with this outfit, all you need is one item from Amazon, and just style your hair and makeup the way that you would usual. And here you go, easy Lady Liberty, just for you. Our next level adds 2 other items. We've got a little wrap here that's a very similar color to the dress. And I'm just gonna tie it pretty tight. You can let it hang in the front or you can tie it in the back. Next is to add some accessories and wear a wig as well. Next, I'm going to show you how to transform this look by a wig I got on Amazon.
For starters, we're going to clip up our hair with a mini claw clip and some bobby pins and hair clips just to secure it. Then we're going to use a hair net here, which is just like a fishnet hosiery. Then we're going to see those little claws on the back of the wig. We're going to secure those at the back and pull it forward. And if you've got a short forehead like me, you might want to sweep the bangs to the side just so that they're not in the way. And there you go. Just kind of make sure it all fits down on your head, and then secure it down with your crown, and you're good to go.
We added some earrings, a wig, a wrap, and we still have the torch and the crown, so it just kind of takes it up to the next level and gives you that fun and flirty look with a really great wig. Our next level is extra. I love transforming myself into a completely different person and a completely different skin color. I'm just that crazy friend of yours. So if you've got a upcoming parade, if you've got a Halloween costume idea that you're looking into and you want to find a way to turn yourself into the lovely Lady Liberty, I am here to show you how. And the great thing is we're going to start out with just your basic face makeup, and then we're going to add just a couple things like this Snazaroo. I love these Snazaroo paints because they blend really well with the makeup and foundation that you already have. So then we're going to start with your basic makeup. We're going to then add a layer of teal blue, and then after that we're going to finish with some contouring with some eyeshadows and eyeliners that you probably already have in your bathroom. So I'm so excited. I'm doing the Lady Liberty dance. Let's get started.
The Statue of Liberty is a stunning masterpiece, and I'm going to recreate her for you today. So you're going to start out with the natural routine that you usually do with your skincare and your foundation using primers, and make sure you go all the way down into your neck and use a face primer, lip primer, and eye primer. Then next you're going to start with your Snazaroo using a little bit of water and a liquid foundation brush, and you're going to put this sea blue Snazaroo with this brush all over. And for our other brushes, you're really only going to need your sponge blender and your usual eyeshadow brushes. I'm using a cream eyeshadow brush as well. So I'm using a crayon here for my eyes in a pearly white color. The basic colors that we're using today are the Snazaroo blue. We're using a cream color in a white also, as you see here, and then you're going to use just regular eyeshadow. And what I'm doing here is I'm just blending the white color into the blue. So what we're going to do next is you're going to make sure that you have a natural highlighted look in the highlighted areas. You can use the white cream or your foundation, and you're going to make sure it's nice and blended. Next, we're going to move to the eyes. So you'll shade your eyes with 3 different shades of blue. You'll use a deep in the crease, a medium over the pupils, and then a sea blue over the top to blend. When in doubt with your eyeshadow, blend, blend, blend. So after these 3 blue eyeshadow colors, you're going to use a pearly white, and I'm also using that pearly white in the brow bones, inside corners, and on the nose. Next, I'm using a black. I use a black eyeshadow to start, then I use a black liquid eyeliner. It's kind of like a Sharpie. Next, I'm using that same deep blue to line my brows, just to give my brows a natural brow shape. After that, we are going to use the black eyeshadow just to make sure we set it. Next up, I'm going to be accentuating this beautiful nose of hers. So I'm using my eyeshadow brush and my dark blue, and I'm going to start from the brow line and then bring it all the way down to give the appearance of a flat, wide nose. My nose is kind of narrow, so here I have to pull the visual line of the nose outside my natural nose line, and then I'm going to blend the eyeshadow down so it looks like I have a wider, flatter nose. Next, I'm going to work on her Cupid's bow on her lips. She has beautiful lips. I'm going to use the same eyeshadow brush and deep blue and line to accentuate the Cupid's bow on my lip, and then give a plump lower lip by outlining it in that light blue. And then I'm going to use my other eyeshadow brush that I've been using with the pearly white and highlight my lips to make them pop and stand out. And I'm also going to use the same pearly white to highlight my chin to make her chin look nice, wide, and flat as well. So I'm using this blue also next up to use a shading in my cheekbones. So you're going to sink in your cheeks to make it look kind of like a skeleton, so you can find your natural line there. And we're going to use that same blue as our contouring bronzer here underneath the cheekbones, and then you use the sponge brush to blend it. I'm doing some finishing touches of the highlight here with the white, and I'm using the white pearly eyeshadow just to highlight before I go into my eyes. I'm curling my eyelashes next because I'm going to prepare them for my false lashes. So I've got these lashes that are magnetic, so I'm going to use a very light coat of mascara because we're using the lashes next. Here's the magnetic liner, and then afterwards you're going to put the lashes. This one is in baby, it's only a half, and it just gives an extra pop for your eyes to have that look. After you put it on, use that liquid eyeliner just to fill in any gaps. Then we're going to use a translucent powder, and you're going to just go over your whole face just to make it glow and set it. You're going to put on your eyeliner here in the white on the inside corners just to make your eyes brighter. Then do your beautiful hands. Then you're finished with your wig on and your crown, and Lady Liberty is ready to go, blue from head to toe.
Thank you so much for watching. Before today we used a base of our regular makeup. I also used primers today, a face primer, eye primer, and lip primers. And then I used, let's see, let me grab this for you. This Snazzaroo in Sea Blue. And I used this palette, shadow palette as well. I used the white, the black, and the blues that were listed there. I also used some of this cream body makeup in these two colors just to add some extra level of blue to the look. So a little bit about our channel is that Party Theme Angel is about helping other people find creative sparks and creative energy if you're short on creativity, short on time, or short on budget. I'm here as your representative to the angels to help bring sparks of creativity and ideas when you're on a budget. So our mission is to inspire joy through celebration. So that's why every time we just encourage everyone to radiate joy and celebrate life. And here at Party Theme Angel, we're also about helping each other out. So as party attendees and party creators, we are about lifting each other up, not about judging or judgment, depending on if your outfit had to be totally DIY, if you started simple, went elevated, or you went fully extra. We're here to encourage you on whatever level you're coming from. So thank you so much for watching Party Themed Angel.
You've made it to the Angel Secret of the Day. This is a bonus Liberty DIY. You can do it in either green or blue. And this is a look we created last minute on a super tight budget for a school parade. Step 1 is to get 2 or 3 yards of cloth, and you'll drape this over regular clothes and secure it and tie a knot in the back. Step 2 is to create your torch with scrapbook paper wrapped like a cone and foaming added tissue paper and a glow stick inside to glow. The third is a crown. You can cut it here from foam paper and attach it to an elastic band. And the last optional step is, if you have the supplies, you can paint the face and spray the hair green. This was a showstopper, and everyone kept wanting to get her picture.
So I really appreciate you taking some time to look at this. I'm going to include all the links for the outfit that has the torch and the crown, as well as the wrap and the wig, in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you learned something new today. And as always, keep radiating joy and celebrating life. And we'll see you at the next party.
Hey, Heidi here, and I am so excited because I have 5 people on this channel today that are going for their 100,000 subscribers. Now, this is a big deal. So I am going to be giving away 3 prizes to 3 of you that not only comment, but also subscribe to all 5 of these YouTubers. They are working hard, and so you're going to get a prize pack. I'm going to randomly pick 3 of you to get some of my favorite things, and you'll get a whole little gift set from me mailed to you so that I can show my appreciation for you supporting these new YouTubers. So I just want to say thank you so much. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, and make sure you subscribe for a chance to win. Where can they find you, Madeline?
Party Theme Angel.
Woo! What about Jen?
Woodcraft Blueprints.
Yay! What about Christine?
Be your own artist.
And Jamie?
Sweet Home Apothecary.
Awesome. And Tammy?
Tammy Sharp with an E.com.
So make sure you subscribe to all of these awesome women so that you can help them reach the goal of 100,000 subscribers. All right. Thank you.